Good morning, Armistice Day. I know we had the official thing yesterday, but it is today. And it's got a lot of astrology. So Venus in Capricorn, Sun, Quincunxus, Jupiter and Chiron. A little Mondayitis may arise, and a tense or difficult circumstance is best taken in small steps to avoid feeling overwhelmed. Look after your health and well-being before anything else. The moon is in Pisces, so there's a danger of feeling the victim or playing the martyr. Be careful. Ooh, where'd it go? Oh. Let's have a look what we've got. I think it's is it daggers? It's the Star Wars fighter plane. I can't never remember which one it is. I think it's daggers. So we've got the 11th house is wishes and dreams. We've got balance with Libra, but we've got karma. So I think that's karmic rewards. I'm hoping it's the dragon's head. I'm hoping against hope that it's the dragon's head, because that's what we want. We don't want to be living in the past. Let's have a look. The song, funny enough, is from Dirty Dancing. It's that time of your life. I've had the time of my life. Oh, that one. So hopefully somebody is having the time of their life. And appreciates all the good things. Excuse me. Started already. Oh, I've just realised 11th house, 11. Well done, Spirit. They never missed, do they? And they've cut on the Libra. So they're adamant about this one, aren't they? So, legal matters, open enemies, partnerships, colon, prostate, all could be important. Sitting on the fence. So, obviously, babies, because she was called baby, could be important. Johnny Jennifer and Patrick could be important. There it is, Libra. So an injustice taking place. Legal documents, court cases. But it seems to be a bit of a way off. So it could be tonight we're talking about, or some time off. It doesn't look like we're looking after ourselves. Feeling drained. The reproductive organs and shared resources taking a hit. Scorpio energy. Emotions all over the place. But there will be a victory of some kind in the next 6 days. And it will pay off within a year. An opportunity not to be missed. The hero arrives. Someone walks in. A tall, handsome stranger. Or a fire sign child. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. There's today's card. It is neutral, but it does suggest an injustice. Because somebody's walking around on eggshells trying to keep the peace. And something unpleasant. So we have a victory followed by some unpleasantness coming in the next 8 days. Something out of the blue to astonish us. A shock. Things being swept under the carpet. Fire and flood. Water and electrical problems. Thunder. Lightning. Oh, steady. So we've got no major arcanas apart from today's card. And the 16th. So it could be the 16th of this month. The full moon's on the 15th. We established that, didn't we? No communication. The check's not in the mail. The parcel hasn't arrived. The postman doesn't knock. Or children in uniform. Taurus like a Capricorn. Finances at a standstill. Career at a standstill. Now she's turned herself around. She's loving herself. She's nurturing herself like a mother would. And things are going to turn out okay. Reproductive organs, shared resources. But there is still that injustice. Now we've got it as an 8 and a 26 because it's different in this deck. Injustices do take place. So you can't sit on the fence. You've got to stand up for this injustice. Don't let it happen. Something is being created, but it's not going to be an easy path. It's going to be a difficult one, a difficult birth. Somebody is feeling lonely in a room full of people, half erased, a lack in some way. A bird in a gilded cage. And there's lies, deceit, and mental issues. Again, we've only got 2 major arcanas. The 8, 26, and 18. Unfortunately, you're going to have to do this by yourself. Stand on your own 2 feet. Be financially and emotionally independent of this situation. So even within a relationship, you're going to have your own finances. You're going to have to be able to look after yourself and not expect others to be looking after you, unfortunately. Yeah. Power away what no longer serves you. Get rid of all the rubbish. It's the apple tree. So something hasn't turned out quite as you planned. I honestly want coffee before I got on. So it is something to do with the throat with somebody. But we'll go back to the apple tree. So it didn't give you much fruit this year. You didn't bear any fruit this year. But if you get rid of what no longer serves you, it will be fine next year. Life is not a race. Don't compare yourself to other people. You're coming home to who you truly are. You're coming back on path, and it's going to take some work. Don't act in haste because you'll repent at leisure, so don't do too much too soon. Sagittarius energy. We've got the Mercury retrograde coming up, where we're going to have to revisit things. People think they've got you over a barrel. Well, they haven't. You are strong enough to get through this. You need courage though, a backbone, and go with your heart. Power struggles will be overcome. Somebody refuses to apologise. Finances are at a standstill. Career possibly at a standstill. Stalemate. Chiron. Stopping dead. I wonder if it is stopping dead. And then we get the message we've been waiting for. Then we get the information we've been waiting for. A new business, a new life. Pays off within 3 years. A new team. Teamwork makes the dream work. So, the green light from Spirit for go. So, it looks like we've got 3 years and everything slots back into place. But and that will bring us financial stability. So, it's a long-term thing that we're starting now, and we've got to power away what no longer serves us. So planning for the future really, and knowing that it's going to be slow and steady that wins the race, not hot and heavy. So no get rich quick schemes. Daggers, one day, the letter D. It's the glorious light of the sun that's sent by the High One. It's beloved of men, a source of hope and happiness to rich and poor alike of all services. So the hope and happiness is the 11th house. It's related to the word day and the letter D. It represents noon, so 12 o'clock, midday, when the sun is at its highest point. It means daylight itself, especially the long hours of glorious sunshine. So vitamin D, midsummer, 21st of June. 24 rooms are laid out in a circle. Daggers will appear at precisely the opposite point to Jera in the runic calendar, which represents midwinter, 21st of December, when the sun is at its weakest. It symbolises the sun in its full strength, the rowan tree, and the Norway spruce. So police, because we always have PC Nick Rowan, so the name Nick. And heartbeat, which goes with the Leo card. It's Aquarius, which is the 11th house. Well done, Spirit. And the herb sage. So it's time to sage your rooms, get rid of all the negative energy. Two fire gods of radically different characteristics. And we've got Leo and we've got Sagittarius mentioned. The first is Heimdall, that symbolises by a steady torch or beacon, which that young man is bringing in. Shining in the darkness. Heimdall was the sentinel of the gods, the guardian of the rainbow bridge, so again Sagittarius, overwatchful and the bringer of enlightenment to mortals. It was he who revealed the secrets of the runes, so secrets coming out, and See, the other gods connected with daggers is the untrustworthy Loki, so the devil tempting you, the trickster, who's too clever for his own good, so be careful that that's not you, or indeed anyone else's. Although he did some beneficial things, these boons were usually a byproduct of his mischievous acts. So to cover up for what he's really doing. Even so, he was the blood brother of Odin, so Wednesday, and was usually cunning enough to talk his way out of trouble. And Odin is the hangman, which is Pisces and Neptune. The warmth and security of the illumination. The two gods were great rivals, so you may have a rival and open enemy, were fated to kill each other on the dreadful day of Ragnarok. Daggers is the rune of happiness and prosperity. It does, however, suggest that a major change is about to occur. This major change is one of laughter, fun, and a wonderful new experience, time of your life. Daggers is a good rune to receive if you've been suspended in a period of waiting, and it signifies that the end of an era and the beginning of a new one. A fresh burst of activity is to be expected when this rune appears. It can also show breakthrough following a period of frustration that exposes previously hidden information, and indeed secrets are about to be revealed. It will motivate your actions and lead you to a position from which you can take an enlightened stance on any issue that troubles you. This new enlightenment will give you the opportunity to plan for the future. There's your opportunity to plan for the future, because it will pay off within 3 years. Sensibly. However, daggers is not all about serious life paths change. There is a strong element of fun in this rune. It signals playtime because the new perspective that it gives reveals that life isn't supposed to be about hard work and self-denial. You may find new avenues to explore in childlike wonder. A marvellous sense of humour is evident too, proving that life is worth living. The association with childhood goes beyond you personally. In fact, anything to do with children is auspicious, and we've got 2 of them. Most rune readers think that daggers is always beneficial, having no inverted meaning. However, if it comes out repeatedly, so if we get it again, it signals the end of an era and warns that you may have to wait a while for the next one to arrive. So, as with the story of Baby and Johnny, there was some obstacles to overcome, and she was very overprotected and wasn't allowed any fun, but it still worked out. So let's see. 11th house. Ankles and legs, feet and toes with Pisces. Social and tribal gatherings, the workplace. A deep yellow. Group activities, society, friends, hopes, wishes, aspirations, and your social consciousness. The 11th house is where a personal sense of identity is extended into the greater group, the extended family, a professional class, a tribe or race. This is a house of group interaction, organised society where a social consciousness is developed. The rules governing human conduct are examined, and if necessary, the change is effected. As such, the planet in the 11th house describes how well or otherwise a person fits into society. Isolated, introspective signs, which looks like the earth signs, but it doesn't have to be. It'll take longer, possibly 5 years. Found it difficult to move beyond the confines, so that's why they've come to a standstill. Whilst outgoing fire signs quickly embrace. Traditionally, the 11th house is also the domain of hopes and wishes. It is what is envisioned and aspired to for the good of society, for those with social awareness. The dream is for the good of the community, but those who have not yet developed a sense of social integration, all dreams centre around the self. So there will be some selfish people. And it is the North Node. Well done. It's about your life purpose, your destiny, your striving, your evolution, your latent potential, your choices and your growth. It's what must be done to fulfill your life purpose. It is your life path, your destiny or dharma, since it represents what the soul must become. It is unknown territory and isn't always particularly comfortable. So coming home to who you truly are, who you was always meant to be. The path is untravelled, and at the beginning of the journey, the souls almost inevitably fall back into the South Node, the past. At such times, the South must pick up the innate talents in a development in the past, lodged in the South Node, and bring them into the service of the North. So only bring what's positive from the past, and that's going to be hard for me because I'm packing, and deciding what can stay, what could go is really hard, because I get emotionally attached to stuff. So the North Node in the 11th house. The urge to change things to make a fairer and more equal community and to work through interactions with others. So fairness and justice must take place. If we see any injustice, we have to speak out about it. Oh, and there's Scorpio. Transformation. So she has changed. She's changed from this person that doesn't look after herself, that's feeling drained and unable to stand on her own 2 feet, to something far different. Where's she gone? She started off in the reverse. Can't find her. But it leads to success wherever she's gone. Oh, there she is. She started at the beginning. So she's turned her world around. The number 20 and the 13, which means it could be Wednesday, which was Odin's Day. And number 20, it is about death and rebirth. Put your ear close to your soul and listen. The name Anne could be important. And sailors. Acknowledging desire and surrendering yourself to the depths is the best at this time. Scorpio is one of the most fascinating signs of the zodiac. It's the only water sign that thinks it's a fire sign. It is ruled by Pluto, the planet of the unknown, the gutters and extremes, and is the sign of sex, money and passion. It is a powerful sign. It has a bad reputation for ruthless behaviour which is not deserved. Like the other water signs, Scorpio is emotional but not as sympathetic as Cancer or Pisces. When Scorpio enters a room, they don't have to say a word. Everyone knows how they feel by their energy, their depth and their ability to understand others, all the while not revealing much about themselves, is profound. Scorpio inspires you to tell them your darkest secrets. Again, secrets don't tell if you don't want them to be revealed, or revealing none of their own. When Scorpio feels deeply, they fear the loss of control, and they will sting when they are threatened or cornered. Almost always, Scorpio delivers the last hit. Scorpio does not roll over and play dead. They never forget a slight. People of this sign will make their mark, even when they have to do it on their own. Stand alone if you have to. If the Scorpio card comes up, you are being tested. You may feel isolated and on your own, yes, without much sympathy or help from others. If so, this is time to stand on your own 2 feet and fight those forces that gather against you. You will win victory, but it's still going to be an intense time. There are a number of positive changes with this card. You will soon gain what you have worked so hard for. This card implies karmic issues. even the resurfacing of past life recollection. So many of your relationships will now be of a karmic nature, karma, and thus be tried as well. Your life may feel like a trial, the injustice. Matters involving inheritance and money may figure in, such as heirlooms, legacies, what comes through family, or people you were tied to from the deep past. You may have to deal with someone who is plotting revenge over something you're not even guilty of. It could also be a time where enemies, so open enemies like I said, will surface, and you would be wise to protect your reputation. Strong sexual attractions may arise whether wished for or not. Obsessions are possible. It's wise not to get wrapped up in intrigue, especially with people you don't know very well. Do not attempt to maneuver or manipulate others because that will backfire. On the positive side, now is the time to be resourceful and guard that which you have worked for. If romance is your question, expect it to be transforming and not something you can leave aside. In some cases, your partner may seem aloof and hard to reach, and matters may erupt into unexpected passions. If the surrounding cards indicate that things will progress, this may be one of the most important and transforming relationships you have ever had. In dealing with jobs and careers, expect intense restrictions and demands. Sometimes this card comes up. It indicates you will be going through a period of deep self-analysis, and you may seek out a professional or work through this time alone by reading or through reflection. Be careful when it comes to finances in areas such as taxes and property and shared assets. You could have resounding success or tremendous losses, but the message is to take your chance and stick with your decision no matter what. You do have the ability to make it work. So, an ending and a new beginning. The web weaver is 18, so we've got 16, 17 with the Aquarius, 18 and 20. So we're just missing the 19. The light, something coming to light. So we're missing that, but it will eventually arrive. So this is the Weaver of Fate, remember? They're weaving that on that loom, and some of it's already finished. That's the past. And there's markers on that. So I saw what appeared to be a loom. Each thread on the loom was a thread of my life. I could see the past, the present, and the future on the loom. The past was on the left, and the loom where the threads created a mat. The present and future were not yet determined, so neither is yours, but had threads with symbols on them. So you have to decide which ones you cut away. The first symbol was a love heart, symbolising that love was coming into the future. The second was a dollar sign, indicating money would follow. The third was an aeroplane, indicating that you would travel. Whilst I stood there in awe, she cut some of the strings that didn't have those symbols. When you make a choice not to travel, that strand is cut, which were to be my future. And because of the decisions I made or will make, I will no longer be coming to that point. So don't act in haste. Think very carefully. Drawing the Weaver's card may indicate that a time of decision making is here. Yes, in the next couple of weeks. What you decide now or later can and will shape your future. So always be led by what feels right and follow your intuition implicitly. Fate is destined at this time, but it's positive. But we always have the ability to change the outcome if we so choose. There are many destinations in life, so it's up to us to create our own fate by choosing the right path. Even if we choose the wrong one, we will always find ourselves right back where we're meant to be. So is it really the wrong path? We may choose the wrong path too many times, but this will allow us to eventually see the right path. The spider also represents creation and manifestation. What are you wanting your manifest in your life? So If you keep buying the same yogurt at the supermarket, and every time you get it, it goes off before it's meant to, and you think, well, I've got to buy that because that's all I can afford, or the other one's 3-4 pence cheap, dearer. There's suddenly 1 week there's none of yours there, and the only option is that more expensive yogurt, but it lasts all week. You have a choice to make. Is it something that fits into your current life, or do you need to change something else? So maybe miss out that packet of biscuits that you get in order to draw it in. You see, the web also represents entrapment. Are you creating a web ready to snare, or are you hoping to attract? The spider intuitively and wisely creates its web exactly at the right place at the right time, and it survives. Instead of seeing this as something deadly, think of it as a good survival skill. It prepares its web and then waits for its prey. So let trouble come to you and be prepared. Where can you make some preparation to achieve what you want? Don't go looking for it, but if it comes to you, be prepared. There's the fires. So we've just had bonfire night. So the beacon fires. Something is going to be declared, and it looks like a celebration. Number 10, again, but in a different form. Litha, midsummer, so again, June the 21st, the summer solstice, when the sun's power is at its highest. So the sun is 19 in the tarot, so now we've got 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Bonfires are lit to celebrate the shortest night on Midsummer's Eve. This is a time of peak growth as the long summer days warm the earth. It's a time of magical potency, so it's something to look forward to, drawing on the radiant strength of the sun to empower any undertaking. So 12 noon, possibly 21st of June. Take advantage of this time of empowerment to do work that will advance your goals, both magical and mundane. Your personal charisma is strong and your fiery warmth will attract others. Community connections thrive as you share your common ideals. This is about power, radiance, longevity, being filled with a radiant and joyful power. What is your greatest strength? Mandrake, 17, there we go. 16, 17, 18, 19 and 20. Mandrake. Venus, love, Mars, war. There's a fine line between love and hate. Saturn, the truth. So, the Latin name is Mandragora officinarum. Mandrake in all its forms is a deeply magical plant. It's love magic, but like I said, you can't make anyone love you, and as soon as true love walks in the building, that spell will be broken. Fertility, lust and protection, the famous witch's flying ointment. As chemically, it contains the alkaloid-rich diluents of scopolamine, hyoscyamine, and atropine. Mixed in a salve and other poisonous plants, particularly with those in the nightshade family, it aids witches to fly to the Sabbath. But care must be taken in the dosage. Like the plants of the nightshade family, the mandrake has a 5-petaled flower that evokes the powers of the witch's pentagram, protection, an association with the planet Venus, moving in a 5-pointed pattern where the earth and sun, while there are several non-nightshade plants claiming the name of mandrake. including English mandrake, better known as white bryony, so the name bryony. American mandrake, better known as the mayapple, so the name may. And even Asian mandrake, another name for ginseng. True mandrake varieties are of the nightshade family and Mandragora genus. While considered a sacred magical herb with associations today with Hecate, the crossroads, Diana, Hermes, the parcel man, the delivery man, Mercury communications, and Aphrodite, which is sex. It has always had a sinister reputation due to its human-like shape, which would often be crafted into a doll or a puppet, referred to as an alarum or a mannequin. The spirit of the root was said to draw within. In that way, a witch could fare forth into the world of spirits by animating a root doll, capable of doing the witch's bidding, conferring protection and blessings upon the household or smiting enemies. So you are protected and your enemies will be smited. The doll is often clothed and regularly fed with water, wine, milk, or blood, empowering it to perform these duties. Law tells us that the mandrake is created by the fallen semen of the hanged man. So someone may be pregnant, someone in prison. And that when dug, its screams can kill a human, evoking the ideas of entrancing a hungry dog, so that's born in the year of the dog, tied to the loose root. It rips out the ground by placing meat outside its reach, and thus the dog bears the screams of the deadly sound, not the human harvesting it. While there is no truth to getting somebody else to do your dirty work, while there is no truth to dying when unearthing a mandrake, we can attest to the shift of energy, so a change, a death of some kind, in a space where mandrake is uprooted or dug up, releasing its magical presence. A pinch of mandrake root is a powerful catalyst for any spell, bringing an intense force to make things happen. So you are about to make things happen. Its use in fertility magic and medicines, as well as love and lust in biblical, with a reference to Genesis. And I have put this on the Facebook page before. So Genesis, so it's 30, 14 to 16, and the Song of Songs, 7, 12 to 13. Its baneful nature makes it useful in domination or cursing, as well as protection. Though the other world qualities grant the power of flight and vision, it can also be used to confer invisibility, and you may feel invisible. As a plant spirit, mandrake is the prominent teacher of witches. Being the most human of the baneful herb, mandrake can act as a guide or teacher in magic, initiating us to the crooked path to meet the witches, god and goddesses. In spiritual healing, the flower essence is used to heal issues around power, particularly around abuse or sorcerous powers, so black magic, as in cases where we have used power to unnecessarily harm others or have harmed us with magic. Mandrake can also help us find an appropriate blend of spiritual magic and sexuality and find empowerment through seemingly transgressions against mainstream society or breaking with expectations. So wrongdoers that going against society, they are going to feel the full force of spirit. So red light for them, green light for us. Time to proceed, to plan, and to stick to our goals. Thanks for listening. Speak soon. Bye.